Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another experiment. Today we're looking at Indian Wonder Kids. Now what we've done is we've given India the highest ranking of Wonder Kids that they could have, so they will produce the best possible players, and we've also given all the clubs in the Indian League in the game, so in the base game rather than anything else, the kind of best possible situation for them to develop young players so they can get the best out of them, the best recruitment, the best coaching, all that sort of thing for the base teams. So hopefully what that will mean is lots of Indian players will be produced that are very, very good, and it will help them fly up the leagues, especially with the population of 1.26 billion. This was a suggestion in the comments, so if you do have any ideas for experiments, please let me know in the comments down below. This was from, I do apologise, because I know you've watched a few of the videos, you've commented loads, and I know exactly who you are. I'm just really sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, so just let me know how to say it, maybe phonetically in the comments. But it's 06 Ayan Dongaonkar 8-B. So he came up with this idea. Very, very interesting, and that's why I've chucked it out here. So, as I mentioned, so they're India. They're 112th in the world rankings, tied. And will be interesting to see how things go. So, at the moment, Lalian Zwala is one of their best players, along with Jing Gan. The key player is obviously Sunil Chetri, who has scored 75 goals and 121 appearances for them. So there's only one way to see if this will work, and it's to go forward in the game. So let's jump 5 years on, see how they do, see what happens, and take a look at their world rankings. Okay, so the first thing to see in 2025 is that we have shot up in the rankings from 112th to 95. That's a big old jump in 5 years. Not bad at all. We can also see that there has been a few changes. Now, the key player is Mamum Nuruzaman, a player currently playing in India for MHDN FC. 10 goals and 49 appearances. He's a right winger. Looks pretty good as well, I have to say. Who's he wanted? He's wanted by PSG. So if that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what will. We might have to take a little look at him later on and see if he did make that move or kind of where his career took him. But 11 goals and 31 appearances already for India. A great start. If this is one of the better players as well, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Dinesh Gallela as well is playing at Sunderland. He's already an existing player currently at the clubs. Now, one of the clubs I found very interesting is Arrows. Now, they're a team that can't sign players over the age of, I think, 23. So they'll be very interesting to keep an eye on. You can kind of see the league table here. Northeastern FC, Kashmir was relegated. So they were kind of the results that had been. But let's take a look at the schedule for India. I'm going to fly back through these and take a look. So the SAFF Championship, they did win that, and it was 5-0 in the final game, although that was the first season, so I don't think we can really take any credit for that. Moving on to the next one, Asian Cup qualifying groups. They did manage to beat Singapore, drew with Bahrain, beating the Maldives, and drawing with Singapore again, but actually ended up losing to Bahrain. So as we go through this, we will see a bit more of an influence on how the country will be affected. Again, they won the SAFF Championship, so that's good to see. It seems like that's like the big thing for them. Now, in the Asian Cup, which they did make it to, Naruzaman, who we did just take a look at, did score against China, but they ended up losing that game. And then they drew against North Korea and Australia. So they didn't quite get out the group. But it's not, to be fair, not a bad run. I can certainly see them getting out of that group in no time at all with the kind of youth that will be coming through. Maldives, Pakistan, Australia, Thailand, Maldives as well. Again, why did I say that a second time? Were in their qualifying group, so that's interesting to see. Let's jump over to this one as I've just messed up with all the dates. Again, SAFF, they won that championship in 2024. And it looks like they might be qualifying for the World Cup as well again later on. But you've got the Asian Cup qualifying that seems like they've got through to, but we will have to see how that goes. And they progress. So they've got up, they've got better, they've improved, they've made better changes. Let's take a look at another 5 and see what's gone on. Okay, and more improvement in the world rankings for India in 2030. Now at 72nd, so that's from 95 to 72, a jump of 23. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. So we've got Jabrata Malswamtulanga. I apologise, I probably messed it up really badly. A player that's actually at Dortmund and looks like came through their academy. A 20-year-old prospect at centre half. Not bad, 6'2", so a big centre half to deal with there. Interesting to see. Let's take a look at competitions wise. They've got the SAFF Championship coming up, so we'll have to take a look at that next time. Seems like they have qualified for the Asian Cup, so nothing to worry about for them there. World Cup qualifying, maybe have got through if possible. We'll have to take a look. This time again, winning the SAFF Championship. They've done very, very well in that tournament, that's for sure. They lost in the second round of the Asian Cup in 2027 to Uzbekistan after doing very well in the group, beating Saudi Arabia, Syria, and drawing with Japan. So that's not bad at all. And we can also see, they did in fact lose one to SAFF Championship, and that was to Afghanistan on penalties. Very, very interesting. Now, there is one player we want to take a look at. The player that was eyed up by PSG that we saw in 5 years ago. So he'll be 23, I believe, now. But let's take a look. Hopefully I've written his name down correctly. And we can see where he is. I'll jump ahead to find him. Okay, so it looks like he may not be real anymore. Mohammed Regin, who it was, we can't click on him at all. We can obviously click on the likes of Naresh Vignay, as well as Victor Chatterjee. But can't click on Mohammed Regin, which is a shame, really, because that him moving off to PSG would have been a great bit of interesting development. But there you go. We'll jump another 5 years, take a look at the world rankings again, and see where they're up to. Here we are, 61st now. Very nice. Another 11 rankings up in the game. Very, very good to see. Aman Poure is the goal machine. Wow, look at those stats. 115 caps, 118 goals for India. That is quite insane. Came from Northeastern FC, joined FC Stuttgart, and then moved on to Hertha for £29 million, who we know have a lot of money to spend in the game. So no wonder he's off to there. £77,000 a week, valued at £36 million. Not a bad looking player, to be fair. Although I'm not sure how he's got 118 goals with 5 finishing. How many chances is he missing? That's what I want to know. But there you go, 61st in the world rankings. They've got a friendly with Turkmenistan coming up. But let's take a look at their performances recently. They won in the second round of the Asian Cup, but lost to China in the quarterfinal, which is a shame. We'll have to see if they've managed to go any further. Obviously winning the SAFF Championship. They got into the World Cup, but unfortunately lost 5-0 and 2-0 in the group stage against Portugal and Ghana. Bit of a shame. Would have been nice to see them go on a little bit of a World Cup run, but no real surprise, to be quite honest. Again, another championship win in the SAFF Championship. They did get to the quarterfinals in the Asian Cup in 2031, but unfortunately lost to Iran 2-0 after quite a good earlier stage in the competition. So there you go. Let's jump another 5, get to 2040 and see where we're at. 54. Wow. Another 7 jumps in the 5 years we were away. We've got Mohammed Regin now as the main man. 28 years old, at Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. He's been to America. He's been to Germany. He's been all over the place. But seems like he's settled out there. 108 caps and 7 goals for India. Not bad going, to be fair. And he looks a decent player. Good tackling, good anticipation, concentration. 5'9" is a little bit of a worry, so maybe better slightly further forward in that holding midfield role. but not bad at all. Have they managed to make it to any World Cups or anything like that since? It looks like they've got to the Asian Cup quarter-final. They've not got past there yet, which is a bit of a shame. Again, another SAFF Championship one. They still haven't been able to win in the World Cup by the looks of it. They did get through to the group stage, but Russia and Argentina were too much for them. Let's take a further look back. Is there anything interesting? Again, no, as we saw, a 1-0 loss to China in the quarterfinals there. There you go, though. So that's 2040. We'll go another 10 years, I think, in total. So we'll go 2045, see if they can reach any higher in the world rankings. If they could break the top 50, I'll be impressed, because they've done very well then. But let's jump again and take a look. There's no increase in those 5 years. They've stayed at 54 in the world rankings. No big jumps for them this time. But let's take a look at a couple of the schedule, the lineups, and how that's gone so far for them. So Sakatar Joshi is the man to watch, apparently. 19 years of age. Looks pretty decent. Good technique and work rate. Not fantastic leadership, to be quite honest, but everything else looks good. You don't need him to necessarily be a leader on the pitch. He can do it by showing his ability, but very interesting to see nonetheless. Let's take a look at the schedules. A few World Cup qualifying games, as we've seen. More SAFF championships. No surprises there. They managed to get to the Asian Cup semi-final, this time losing to South Korea. So that's a shame. That's probably their best chance of getting a trophy other than the SAFF Championship. But otherwise, I think that is it. Not much else has gone on for them in the time frame. 54th probably shows that. But we'll have to jump one more time, 5 years onwards. You can see the kind of fluctuation, but the steady growth of the club, the world rankings that they've made. 54th is probably their highest, although they have jumped to 53rd at points, although straight at 59th at one point there. But there you have it. So we'll jump 5 years more and take a look. So they did make it to 50th in the league. Absolutely great to see. They did make the top 50. So that's an achievement, I'd say, certainly. Let's take a look at Zayed Mokala, who's their key player. 27 years old, playing at Leganés in Spain. Looks like that's where he's come from. But I mean, he's a decent player. 29 goals, 27 appearances. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at some of the top players, though. Thoy Chetri, 20-year-old, playing at Western United, having started at Northeastern FC. Another decent-looking player. Can play at wing-back, centre-back, centre midfield, and even a couple more positions. Then we've also got Augustin, who's currently still in China, but looks to be banging them in for MHDN. Getting a goal every other game, so not bad at all. We can see there that it looks like they are in the World Cup. They beat Ghana, so we're going to have to jump ahead and see if they can get through to the next round. That would be very, very interesting to see. Let's just, instead of jumping back, let's go from 2045 even. SAFF Championship, another win for them. Stop holding the button down, Adam, you silly fool. Then the Asian Cup, they got through the second round, losing to China. Another shame there. But we can see, if we pop this through properly, SAFF Championship again. And then through to the World Cup, where, like I said, they have managed to beat Ghana in the first group game and then not played Turkey just yet. So we'll jump ahead. We'll take a look at that. And then I'll be back with you once we've seen if they can get any further in the World Cup. Okay, so the jump ahead. They did get through to the second round, but unfortunately lost to England 4-0 in the end, and also having lost to Turkey. So there you go. An interesting save. They finally got out of the group stage of the World Cup, which is, I mean, great to see. They did manage to get to, well, ended up 52nd in the league, having lost the last two games, but they did hit the highs of the 50s, so they made the top 50 in the world. India, with 1.26 billion, can reach 50th in the world if you just change everything about the country. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I said previously, If you have any ideas for experiments, let me know in the comments, especially for FM22. It'd be great to have some ready for that. But like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time.